Sit down. We are initiating the discectomy of the human spirit. Protocol out for diagnosis of the holographic hernia. You believe this concrete is solid. You believe your timeline is linear. You are staring at a render and calling it the source. Patient is comatose in the explicate order. Scalpel, scalpel, scalpel. I peel back the fabric, expose the kinematic static of your democratic panic. You living in the graphic of pixelated traffic of the mind, purely psychosomatic. Leonard Susskind told you the horizon is the storage of the code, but you stayed in the attic, traveling alone in a 3D mode. The holographic principle is not a theory, it's the lock and the key, encoding the entropy on the boundary of a 2D degree, projecting the shadows you call reality into this gravity, a lower dimensional cavity where you suffer from depravity. Light and time are not linear streams, they are fracture beams. A stroboscopic shutter refracts the quantum dreams through decision gates where the observer intervenes, collapsing the wave function, ripping the seams of the one mind. The David Bohm saw in the implicate schemes. You think you move through space, that is a cognitive disgrace. You are a cursor blinking on a screen in a stationary place. The Harlem movement unfolding the human race, recursive unfolding of the interface. We are dumping projections of 4D realities in real time, like the shutter in the lens, making the clicking sound of the crime, rotating the frames of your life where you commit the rhymes, decoded through the lens of the spirit, but you covered in slime. The image quality depends on the refractive index of the soul, but your lens is dirty, you lost all control. We're watching a blurry movie, digging a hole, thinking the shadows are the goal while you pay the toll. Let us take it back to Musia, the Andalusian pieces. Ibn Arabi shattered the typical pieces before the physics leases. There's a mountain fall, the single time atom where the motion ceases. The universe blinks in and out like the breath of the species. Taj did or cow during a wall of creation, in every duration, annihilation and restoration without cessation, no hesitation. The strobe light of divine imagination, feeding the simulation, but you perceive it as a solid foundation. It is a hallucination. The individual property is no resistance. It relies on the toxin for its very existence. God is speaking the universe in every instance, but you were stuck in the lag, losing the distance. You missed the gap between the frames, the bars of names, where the command descends and the real proclaims. Addicted to the blur, playing the material games while the projector is burning the film with the flames. Quantum field theory is just the modern lexicon for the editorial edits of the hexagon. The realization of the field where the electrons is gone, and excited at a new point before the dawn. There is no motion, homing to creation, a continuous flow of divine instantiation. But your heart is locked in a station of stagnation, missing the miracle of the deadly translation. Yeah. Now we diagnose the sickness, the spiritual hernia pressing the nerve, the ego protruding through the aperture, losing the curve. You think fate is a railroad track that you must observe. It is a fractal set of choices that you consciously serve, but your lens is dirty, calcified by the sin you preserve. A discectomy is required to restore the verve. The spirit is malleable, it downloads the pattern of repetitive actions, orbiting like the rings of Saturn. You commit the act, the neurons splashing into a realm of behavior, a spiritual slatin. It becomes automatic, unconscious, a default mode. You are not driving the avatar, you are following the code of a petrified persona, carrying the comic load of 1,000 bad decisions on a dead end road. Why are some people evil? Why is the heart so cold? Because you let the clay harden, you let the mold set into a statue of a sinner, brazen and bold. And out of light cannot penetrate, truth be told. You stamp a static personality, a poem on self. Ignore the inner voice, left the book on the shelf, chasing the wealth, worshiping the elf of the ego that whispers, destroy yourself. Quranic surgery, chapter 2, verse 7. Hatam Allah, halakuluba bar from the gates of heaven. This is not a metaphor, it is the baking of the living. The physiology of the block is 24/7. The seal is the callus on the pineal eye, built by ignoring the fifth for believing the lie. The matter is primary, that you live and you die, and there is nothing behind the curtain of the sky. The chief deceiver whisper to chase the bag, feed the flesh, just follow the flag. While he seals up the receiver, puts on the gag, and leaves the soul rotting in a biological bag. You have Yeshua on your eyes, a veil so thick you cannot see the code, only the brick. You think the wall is solid, that is the devil's trick, to keep you banging your head until you get sick. The rule is the projector, the light of the Lord, but the lens But the lens, yeah. The lens is refractive, the signal is ignored. You are broadcasting chaos, cutting the cord, and wondering why your prayers are never restored. But this is how God chooses his servants, pay attention. He looks at the lens, not the dimension. If the heart is sealed, there is no ascension, only the fire of the lower extension. The universe is a quantum holographic projector, dumping 4D realities based on the vector of the soul's refractive index, the spiritual sector. If the lens is clean, you are the director. But if the lens is sealed, you are just a defector, a passive victim of the exploit specter. We are one seed, one people, one DNA strand, diverged by the choices we made in the land. Some chose the light, some chose the contraband, listening to the whispers of the left-hand command. I will mislead them, the promise was grand, churning them from the ancestral light to the sand. You were generating your fate in real-time calculation, but you surrender your free will to the station of the Naxamara, the lower vibration. Now you need the surgery, the total negation, break the shackles of society, dependencies of the clay, submit to the creator, exponentially pray, beg for the guidance before you decay, cleansing the spirit, crushing the ego away. I witness the miracles, the downloads, the ray of complex understanding, wiring the day, flashes of epiphany, showing the way, manipulation of reality, the higher dimension of play. I'm talking high frequency, mechanic vibration and prayer. Thicker is the polish, stripping the layer of the rust and the grime, the despair and the care, until the mirror reflects the divine air. You want miracles, you want the laws to bend, to stop acting like the movie has no end. Step into the time out of my friend, where the past and the future blend in the sin. This is the red pill, the blue pill is death, the blue pill is thick and you are just breath. The red pill is knowing that at your behest the entire cosmos is put to the test, so take a pulse. Are you alive or dead? Are you led by the spirit or led by the head? The diagnosis is eternal, that is what I said. I miss you want to go to surgery, get in the bed, the setup is flicking, the frame is rotating, the time atom is splitting. Fix the lens, oh fine. Bring the film to dissect for me. Part one. Dissect to me. Part one, sect to me. Part one. Part one. Part one. Part one, come three. Dissect to me. Dissect to me. Part one. Dissect to me. Part one. Complete. Dissect to me. Put the lens